Does your furry friend take over your bed every night? It's time to reclaim your space while giving them the comfort they deserve with the coldest, cozy dog bed. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description to buy now on Amazon.
A Hollywood actor's daughter has been found dead at her apartment in what the medical examiner ruled a suicide. Daylina McKay died on May 23, a month before her 21st birthday, after the man she was living with called 911 and said he found her hanged with a scarf in the bathroom. She was the daughter of actor Dwayne Odway and living at the El Centro Hollywood building while studying at Los Angeles City College. The man who called police told them he was her boyfriend, but Daylina's family claimed they broke up in January. He said he left the apartment during an argument about 8 p.m. and returned to find her dead, according to the police report. He said he untied the scarf and took her down before starting CPR until paramedics arrived, but she could not be revived. However, Daylina's mother Elaine insisted her daughter would not have killed herself and accused authorities of failing to properly investigate her death. Her body tells a different story than what police are telling us, with bruises and bleeding from 2 puncture wounds approximately an inch apart that go from the front of her body straight through to the back and other bleeding, she said. All of these findings that I found because I was left no choice but to have to examine her body myself, the county coroner left out of his report. Only toxicology was done by county coroner, no autopsy. The man said the pair had an argument before he left at 8 p.m. to de-escalate the situation and returned hours later to find her dead, the police report read. Daylina was hanging from the shower curtain rod by a red scarf, police were told, and she was pronounced dead by paramedics just after midnight. The LA County Medical Examiner coroner ruled her death a suicide by hanging and said an autopsy was not required due to an external examination and the circumstances of her death being conclusive. The LAPD said the case was thoroughly investigated and detectives met with the family several times to talk through their concerns. The police report detailed how the boyfriend told detectives he and Daylina were arguing about her reconnecting with a man in another state before he left. McKay claimed this man was her daughter's real boyfriend in Texas, who she had been on and off with for the past 3 years. She said they got back together in January when she broke up with the man she was living with, and he planned to visit her for the first 2 weeks of July. He was coming to LA to visit her as they often would travel back and forth to visit one another in their long-distance relationship, she said. Daylina had love for all of her family and we have love for her. Daylina loved him, she would have never abandoned her star-crossed lover. Anyone who knew Day knew she would not have killed herself. McKay said her daughter had too much for life as she was just about to graduate from university, majoring in English and cinematography, and had grand plans. My daughter was not suicidal, she saw a therapist the day before and, they, said there was zero clinical indication of depression or suicide, that my daughter was full of life, very much excited about life, she said. She was so excited about winning a poetry contest and her upcoming 21st birthday. She was actively pursuing modeling and acting after her parents' footsteps. She had plans for her future including traveling plans to visit her sister in Florida on June 8 to 10. She was so excited to go to a rave with her brother, and she had plans to visit me, her mom and 2 younger sisters in Maine this summer. McKay said her daughter told a friend she was saving up to move into her own apartment without her ex when the lease was up. We found in her coat pocket the place she was looking at, she said. The distraught mother claimed because there was no autopsy she had to do her own investigation of Daylina's body when she came to identify it. That was very emotionally damaging and scarring for me to go through that process, she said. As a parent, you don't even want to live this nightmare and it's not something you want to go through. Having to even ID the body of a daughter of yours, a baby that it's so hard to go through that process, let alone have to conduct your own investigation because the various authorities failed to do their job. And I had to take photos of my daughter's body. The emotional distress has caused